Hey everybody, so I've been planning this video for a bit, but with Resident Evil 4 Remake around the corner, this seems like as good a time as any. Resident Evil 4 is a game extremely close to my heart, as I was a Resident Evil fan since about Resident Evil 2 came out, and any excuse to talk about these beautiful OG games is a good one. So first we got to talk about, of course, the iconic duel between Leon and Krauser. Now this one is weird and a bit funny because of the sudden jump from like survival/action horror game to pure action movie. Like, Resident Evil 4 is full of these strange tonal shifts, but this one tops them all in my opinion. When I saw this as a teenager, I was like, holy shit, this is like so cool and manly and probably what a real knife fight is like, and now I'm like, man, what the hell? So first off, the biggest thing is that when Leon first senses Krauser, he doesn't say turn and just like smoke him with the gat. You know, you got to figure that the fight would probably be over if Leon just turned around and put a couple 9mm in him. But then you wouldn't get the, the cinematic quick time event thing that we get.
Kidnapped Ashley. You got John quick, as expected. After all, you and I both know where we come from.
So they have a very quick exchange of slashes and thrusts. There's a lot of long-range, like, very wide-open cinematic slashing in this fight, which isn't super realistic or effective, but... So I don't know why they did this, but Leon swaps his knife between his hands, like, 5 or 6 times in this fight, and it's totally pointless. It has no effect on the fight at all. If Leon had been in balance there, he would have been able to fire a nice thrust, like basically straight up into Krauser's face or his neck while his arm is, behind him. These guys are both fighting like a lead hand with the knife in it for most of the fight, which is kind of what you want. You generally want the weapon as close to the enemy as possible, so it's easier to touch them with it.
The sample Sadler developed, that's all.
Okay, I want you to watch what happens next very closely. Okay, so for some reason here, they're at close range. Krauser has his back to Leon, and Leon decides that's a good chance to change his knife from his right hand to his left hand instead of just sticking Krauser in the back of the head or whatever. Okay, sure.
Leave Ashley out of this. Oh, I needed her to buy Sadler's trust in me. Like you, I'm American.
There's a little pointless, Matrix flourish here for no reason.
You got her involved just for that?
This frame's kind of funny here because it looks like Krauser's going like, what the fuck are you doing, Leon? This is probably the most realistic part right here, where it's like just two guys in a grapple trying to stab each other. I have no idea what happened there.
All for Umbrella's sake. Umbrella? Almost let it slip. Enough talk. Die, comrade!
So this right here is interesting because it's not really a finished position by any means. If you look at the orientation of their bodies, Krauser doesn't have any positional control over Leon's body. So that means all Leon has to do is start getting out in the direction of the arrow that I've drawn there, and he could easily wiggle his way out of this position if he just keeps his hands framed out and Krauser isn't able to stay on top of him. He's going to have to wriggle out from under that blade and maybe, get back to his knees, get back to his feet, and stay in the fight versus just kind of like waiting for Krauser to, kill him with gravity.
Ada! Well, if it isn't the bitch in the red dress.
There's Ada, my future ex-wife.
Put your hands where I can see them.
Sorry, but following a lady's lead.
So, obviously, Ada made a huge mistake here by just walking up and putting her gun, into body contact with Leon, as opposed to, staying a safe distance away.
Now,
Leon just has a little Star Platinum stop time moment there. If you look at the position that Leon's in right now, with his arms crossed over each other and he's reaching for the gun and he's threatening her with the knife at the same, there's just nothing there. There's no, he's got fuck all. This one is way out there.
Bit of advice, try using knives next time. Works better for close encounters.
What would have really made this scene for me is after he did all that shit and he's all stunting on her oh fuck, I'm such a badass, knives, close encounters, blah, is while she's standing there, she just pulled out another gun and just shot him. Just pointed it at him and was just yeah, anyway.
Leon, you okay?
If we're talking about actual realistic depiction of deployment and application of a knife in a fight, this is actually a pretty realistic depiction. This little scene right here. He's given her the domestic violence joke. She recognizes that there's she needs to do something. She's able to get the knife out because his hands are up on her neck, not focused anywhere else on her body. They're not controlling her hands. So she has room to access it. She reaches down, gets that thing out, thumbs the activation, gives him the blade, gives him the knee on the way out. That's my girl right there. The greatest of all time. Anyway, that's all I got for this one. I'm going to be playing Resident Evil 4 Remake tonight. I know some of you will too. I hope it's awesome. Your safety is your responsibility. See you next time.